September 24, 2022. This is an update in regards to Kelly Brough, longtime CEO of Denver Chamber News. Now, the way that the media has been propping this girl up, they're going in and trying to change the Wikipedia as far as who declared, and she's trying to cut in front of the line. This is what this lady does. She's a constant bullshit artist. What she really is, what she was with Denver Metro Chambers, she made $474,000 a year. And she left in 2021 around July. She resigned because there were conflicts. And then all of a sudden, her buddy over there at Metropolitan State University, Janine Davidson, outdated PhD hack, they get on the phone and they start talking, hey, we'll create a job just for you, and we'll pack your resume so it reads that you're the chief strategy officer for the college. And so Kelly went and worked for them after they got all the approval. And see, she really wasn't a strategist, even though they keep talking, because that's all these people do, is talk. And so now what's happening is now we have the ability to pattern match their talk with their actions and the node connections and all their emails and all their videos. Those are voice latent prints, by the way. And so we don't even watch them. We just have to describe what this woman says she can do. And then artificial intelligence looks for her actions. Kelly, are you that stupid? Okay, you and Janine, the Bobbsey twins, the red lip women. That don't work anymore. You girls are old. Okay, old. Get a grip. That red lip stuff that you guys used to get to where you had to go and all that other kind of fancy who blah blah. Okay, you had to definitely work to get where you were at, but it was all on bloviated terms and conditions. Just like Denver, the Metropolitan State University of Denver using the college state funds to launch the mayoral candidate campaign for Kelly. That's exactly what has happened, folks. And then you have the identifiers, the sources. And so you can find these sources in the Wikipedia killing fields, which is in the references where all the writers write their stuff. So we take the writers and their sources and we pattern match their voices with their actions. And I can tell you right now, Denver Right, they need to be closed down. They're owned by Colorado Public Radio, another left-wing leaning. We've been indexing DeWilt for quite a long time, him and his administrators. We don't index anybody else but the administrators, the sales managers, the general sales managers, because each one of them are different, because you have a general sales manager and the sales manager answers to the general sales manager. You know how that goes. And then you have the presidents and CEOs and COOs and CIOs and OAIOU. They can't run from that. And so every time these identifiers, Denver are biz journals, they're not even located in Denver. They have somebody here allegedly writing for them, but they're a piece of shit group. Denver Chambers, there it is. And as president and CEO of Denver Metro, she doesn't even work there no more. You see how they keep the bullshit going? See, and these people need to update their content, but they just leave it free flowing. So that when people who don't know and just first heard of Kelly, and there's a lot that don't know Kelly, believe me. So Kelly, you take your $474,000 overpaid ass and your $150,000, and there's rumor going around that that's what you're making as your retirement. 400, just like what Hancock makes when he retires. He's gonna make $294,000 all on and he's not changed. Mayor Hancock is the decay mayor, and so is Hickenlooper. And they're all gone on to other things, but it hasn't caught up there. Because everybody has to come out of the closet. We need all the deceivers to come out of the closet. And Kelly, you're a deceiver. You, Leslie, Ortega, fucking all of you. You're all been indexed as trolls, as kleptocracy candidates trying to continue your 60-year partisan reign over Denver, and it ain't gonna work. And all your money and all the things that you guys talk about are all now negative keywords because they're pattern matched to your actions. The media's actions, their boss's actions, their writers' actions, Wikipedia's actions, Ballotpedia actions, and anyone else that wants to come in and fuck up the democracy of Denver. Ain't gonna happen. Your careers are over. It's just a matter of time before that artificial intelligence makes its decision on when is the best time to flush this garbage down into the dark web. And I've spent 12 years building this, and I can walk away tomorrow and know that there is much more content being published daily. Updates to content that was published. We wrote content on the 14th because we already knew. Because we have Kelly. When Kelly came out, this is how it works in the digital world, right, Kelly? Are you ready for this? Because, you know, your biggest claim to fame is that you outran your brothers. You survived by outrunning your brothers. What did they do? Beat your ass? What did you have to run from your brothers from? My daughter never had to run from her brothers. So I fail to get your analogy or your fake bias bullshit story of how you were the first woman snow driver and how you're the first woman for Denver Metro Chamber, and you're the first woman to get bent publicly by artificial intelligence Marcus Giavanni. You'll learn to open your big mouth, girl. You heard me? Your corporate world's over. All your buddies, all your Lori doors, Tammy doors, the doors are all closing. You got Debbie Ortega, right? 28 years. Collecting 3 different pensions. Who knows how much? See what happens with the kleptocracy government? And we're a mild form, but it's still kleptocracy. Because all the money goes to the highest nonprofits. These people are sucking everybody dry in Denver, and everybody giving their money to these nonprofits that are being identified as Democrats, operatives. Now, when everybody thinks about these 87,000 IRS agents coming, Biden don't control them. Okay, he can appoint, he can do what he wants, but he don't control them. He can talk to them, he's their bosses, but they're their bosses. And they're going to be around long after Biden. And their whole general rule is the law. And so they're going to be coming after all these nonprofits that have been bilking innocent citizens to think that these are non-political operatives when they're partisan hacks. And they were all identified. I mean, when you think about how small the world is, Denver's even fucking smaller. And their digital footprints are even fucking smaller. And all their promises that they talk about is always the opposite. And we've learned this. And January 1st. Oh my God. And when it happens, it's going to be a slow bleed. Because there'll still be people coming out on New Year's, on January, saying, oh, remember when 2022 came? Everybody's saying, we're starting over, and it got worse. It got worse, didn't get better. And now 2023, all the people and all their phones, they're all going to talk. They're all going to talk, and on that particular moment, they'll all be indexed at the same time. Every phone in the entire world at the same time. Isn't that fucking amazing? And then you got little peons like Kelly and the Denver Right and their owners and Ben Marcus, and you got little 30-year-old weasels like what's his name? Connor Kavanaugh, coming in from another city. See, these people don't hire anybody that's ever grown up in Denver. They just get operatives that do what they're told, and so now all these operatives have been indexed. Even John Murray has been indexed, and he's the one that's going to fall hardest of all of them. And that's how they're going to clean out the writers of the publishing and the hosts of the FCC regulated stations. And none of these fucking people even have a clue because they're IT people. Says Giavanni, he's full of shit. He don't know what he's talking about. He can't even write. He's got typos. Yeah, dude. I don't even have a high school diploma. Why don't you go there? And I'm still kicking all your asses. And I can walk away tomorrow. And then you elect any of these fools for mayor. And Denver Democrats, listen. I have a lot of friends that are Democrats, believe it or not. I have more friends that are Democrat than I do Republican. But I am non-political. Have been, always has been, has been. That's what the media wants you to believe. I'm just a perennial. I sued Stephanie O'Malley with Webb and Stuhl. Webb and Stuhl is Joe Webb, her uncle, and the brother of Willington Webb. The growth mayor who's now been tagged as honoring the decay mayors. But he's so old and stupid that he doesn't even know. So is Pena, and they're alive to do something about it. But they get they get $194,000 a year each too, folks. That's why you wonder, how do they start all these little programs? Because they're making bank, and then they make money by sitting on boards. So everybody makes money. Everybody makes money, but the citizens. Even the city and county of Denver, they're trying to go after people that use city and county of Denver. They didn't even trademark it. They weren't even smart enough to figure out the top level domains and how they work. Their city attorney's office is going after people for politics and for standing up against for fathers' rights and children's rights. It's getting deep, folks. I've got letters to prove it. And Mayor Hancock and all his people, they're going to wake up on January 1, and that's when the hourglass tips over to the other side. And it's going to be a lame duck countdown. And Mayor Hancock's going to have to live in this town for the remaining years of his life, and it won't be where the decay mayor is going to go meet the growth mayors. That ain't going to happen. He had his chance. And now he's going to have to wallow in his $294,000, go to work for the Bidens when there ain't going to be no Bidens. And all the cover-ups of going after everybody, and yet no one is ever held accountable in the Democratic Party. That's going to be end, folks. Artificial intelligence, in the digital world, in their fucked up bullshit lives, every one that we identified, and they're all administrators. We don't go after the little folks. They got to make their money. But even they are going to be held accountable because they're node connected to people that have been talking stuff that they don't know. And they got to know. You can't bullshit artificial intelligence, folks. That's why I'm here, to save Denver. That's why we created non-governmental platforms that the city and county of Denver is trying to take away because they weren't smart enough to build it themselves or even study what the digital world is all about. They don't even know what top-level domains are. They confuse the URLs with domains, and they're quite different. The domain is the name of your website. The URLs are the pages within the domain. So when people says, you got to change your URL, you don't know what you're talking about. Shut the fuck up. And it's so beautiful, folks, because artificial intelligence has these people zeroed in. And when they look at their stuff, it's the same bullshit they've been feeding all the other digital people. So they're not going to know the difference. And they're going to be left out. They're going to be in the back of the queue of the dark web. And when they go online, they're going to all talk. They're going to go online on January and they're going to, right after they get partying all fucking drunk and shit, and they're going to go up to the internet and go, Giavanni, this is just textbook because there's only a few good, bad, or indifferent responses that these identifiers could talk about. And we nailed all of them. Good, bad, and indifferent. That's what's good about the digital world. You can store information that you believe people are going to talk about in the future, and that's what I do for a living. And there's no Meryl. Kelly can't even do what I do, and she wants to boast that she's some fucking. She's a tomato, man. All of them. Every fucking candidate we have is a tomato leading Denver down the wrong path. They all have dreams of what they want to do, and there's a few candidates like Jesse, um, Terrence, and me. And I'm going to put those gentlemen to work. Even though City and County of Denver ignores those guys because they went against them. And that's how it is. Like Jesse going to every council meeting and telling he's the next mayor. I've already been telling people on that. So every time he says that, the real mayor that can really do the things that have been constant. I've been consistent. I've been constant on my message. And now people who come into being mayor, running for office, think they're going to be able to say, yeah, like Andy Reogeot. He came out just like Leslie, talking about their party. Oh, Andy's going to be the first GOP. Dude, you don't even know, bro. You moved to Colorado at Colorado Springs in 2011. I already sued Stephanie O'Malley, and you're going to come in and say you're going to fight for Denver. Shut the fuck up. You're just a punk. Using your veteran status, using Live Oak to push the agenda of your company that's located in Arvada, and you've been lying to everybody. Just because what counts, folks, it's not what buzz website you put a fictitious address or another little place on. Those are all documented on the back end of when he signed up and everything. But the official tally is what Secretary of State says the office is. And it's in Arvada. And they got called out on it. And they all thought that they were in control because that's what they think. They think they control the internet, and they don't control a fucking thing except what their space is in the mortal world, not in the digital world. So if they want to bullshit and lie, go ahead. Do it where you know there's no microphone, because that's the only way you're going to get away with it. But then, if you think you're going to all have meetings away from your cell phones and stuff, you're put on a list within artificial intelligence as a person that's hiding. They go after people that are hiding, that are trying to hide their ISP, that are going in and changing things. And so what they get away with it for a while because they want to build up a good, lengthy democracy killers. Actually, they're called democracy sluts. And a democracy slut comes in any form. Male, female, undecided, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, anybody that doesn't do the right thing. And it's funny because when I talk to people about Google saying do the right thing, see, Google is such a huge beast, it can't control all of its employees. And they have rogue employees that are going in and changing and manipulating content on the back end. And see, these mayors don't know. They end up, or these candidates, what they say is, we're being shadowed. Someone's messing with our stuff. No, wrong. And you better not even try saying that. But any of the words that come out, especially Kelly, she's the most bullshit, high-pressured salesperson. She reminds me of a high-pressured salesperson that sells timeshares in Florida. Yeah, or anybody that sells timeshares. They are a very high-pressure group, and good luck trying to get out of it. You get all these people, oh, sell your timeshare. Yeah, well, the first thing is when you try to sell your timeshare, remember you're going to be stuck with it your whole entire life. And you might get 2 weeks out of different areas, but believe me, folks, I know people that have them, very wealthy people, and they can't get out of it. And they try to sell it, and they want to rip them off. Yeah, well, sell your timeshare. Sell your life insurance and get the money you deserve. Yeah, and then they come out and send hit squads to make sure you die earlier than to sit there on all their money that they gave you because there's no money payments coming in. That don't work, folks. So there's only certain people getting those type of loans, and those are the ones that are about to die So they figure, okay, how old is he? He's 80. Okay, well, you figure, give him another 5 years. And so then they reach their limit to how much money they can give away interest free, and think, okay, well, we got their homes. And then they end up going bankrupt because those people didn't die. They actually lived to be 86. So now they're fucked. So, does this language hurt you? Should I go wash my mouth out with soap? I will. Because that's what these people are doing. And when you talk to people that are 48 years and under, these are the Ninja Turtle kids, the Teletubby kids, the Gilligan Island kids, and all those 90s, the 60s, and the 40s. They're all dying off. The 50s are all dying off. We just have reruns on TV so that people can see what it used to be like, where we were all tough and badass. We could make fun of each other. They could make fun of my big nose and my big, and then they don't make fun of that. So when you think about where we are from the 80s and 90s and all the bullshit from 2015 to where we are now, from 2015 to 2025 will be a 10-year index in regards to the elections and the talking points and everything else in between. Because everything is now centered around democracy, telling the truth and do the right thing. And so the way virtual machines are programmed with learning capability, it looks for knowledge-based trust content. And all of our 80 platforms that I manage 80, folks. You don't hear none of the people of the media talk about it because they can't. Because soon as they do, they become, they verify me and they go backwards. So when they don't say it, they go backwards even faster because they're democracy sluts. And they're trying to keep it's like we're dealing in high school, folks. We're talking about 8th grade. City council, 8th grade government, and the way they look at things. That's where we are now as far as Denver's government. First of all, they're illegitimate because we have the Speer Amendment. And the city of Denver attorney's office likes to boast how they're going to protect everybody and they're going to go after, but they don't do anything about the Speer Amendment that they had themselves had a hand in, switching the content from a non-political government where our purpose is the economy and service. And yet our economy's fucked. People aren't coming to Denver. Go downtown and look. Look at the businesses and the restaurants that are closing. Oh, but Kelly still got her $474,000, and then she went over to work for Metropolitan State, got another $150,000. So who do you know? What SEO or CEO, president, walked away from a $470,000 job to take a $150,000 job? So when you take a cut in pay like that, you also take a social rankings cut in being able to do what you say. But they don't know this because they've been corrupt in Denver for fucking quite a few years. And Kelly likes to brag that Hickenlooper, the Decay mayor, because he came out riding his brown scooter, drinking his beer, taking showers with his clothes on, jumping out of a plane with help. He didn't jump out by himself. Did he or did he not? I know, but do you know? That was the bullshit they used for his number one campaign promise. Eradicate the homeless. Hey, I'm John Hickenlooper. I'm going to eradicate the homeless. And guess what? It got worse. Kelly was the chief of staff, and Hickenlooper came out and said she was the real mayor. Well, they had $100 million deficits every year that Kelly was in charge. 100 million. I've got the city council meeting videos in the cloud, folks. So, and then when these folks decide they're not going to hold another Denver mayoral debate, that'll sink them more. That'll sink them, because even Denver Democrats love those debates, and they were robbed of the 2015 debates. And a lot of them, a lot of the people that were 25 back then that said, "How come we didn't get a debate?" We're talking about the millennials, folks. And then you got Generation Z, and Kelly doesn't even come close. They can go get all their Democratic operatives, put them in the background, and oh, look at all those different people of color, and oh, look at those uh, 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 other people. I can't tell what they are. I'm one of those people. I used to be. Google search Marcus Giovanni. Dude looks like a lady. Boom. I always thought I was a heavy metal singer. So that means all those bigots that were hassling me my whole entire life were correct. That I deserve to be patronized and bullied. But it didn't go too far with those guys, because I knew how to defend myself, because my father, a very strict Irish Roman Catholic Republican military man, white Irishman, right? Adopted me, told me I was an Irishman by proxy, so that's how I talk like a white dude. Don't have the education like my parents do. But you know how that goes. But anyways, we're about done. Wrap this 30-minute barrage of information content that will be used by artificial intelligence to take Denver from the decay to growth, from making our streets look like third world country streets. You know, all those tents, on the sides of the freeway, you see people camping out. Okay, where are they getting their money, folks? Oh, that's that $1,000 a month on that EBT card that they're getting. So not only are they living free, they're getting $1,000 a month from city taxpayers that all want to promise to eradicate that stuff, when the majority of the city council want to ban the camping ban. And then you have like guys like Andy coming on the last minute. Oh, I the camping ban. Shut up, Andy, you punk. How about you and me do some MMA, dude? You're 33 years old, right, or something like that. I'm 62. You're an Army intel officer, which obviously did not work for you in this election, because you can't bullshit artificial intelligence. You should know that with your Army. And I'm an Army family. My son is in an Army Ranger Special Forces group, and he's been there for now 3 months, and he's already got some top medals. They love him. He's mini me without all the bullshit that white people has bestowed upon me. And if it wasn't for my white family to save me, who knows where I'd have been. But that's why I was lucky. I'm a fluke. I was taught how to do things. And do you know why I hold my camera? Because I work hard. I could just, do a snap video of the desktop. But when I hold it and I move it like this, which drives some people crazy, I'm letting artificial intelligence know that I'm live, I'm real, and I work hard for my content. Where Kelly, and you look down here 1 month ago, they're rehashing the same freaking content, same images. You go look at a picture, it's all cheese whiz, and Kelly has more cheese whiz spread across her face and lips than any of the candidates besides Ian Tafoya. He's another cheese whiz piece of shit. He met with me in 2015. I was telling him about how they were taking families away, kids out, and families away from their children to boost up that need for grant. Oh yeah, well, let me see. If I get elected, why don't you talk about it now? That's when he ran for District 9. See, the reason why he didn't, he's a candidate jumper. His life is over, man. as far as the digital world and his career. And so that's his life because he's been bullshitting everybody. If you look at everything that Ian does, he learns from everybody else, and because he's a operative for the Democratic Party and the everybody, they're all connected. He was set on the ballot to make. He sat on the committee with another city council member on the ballot committee to make sure that the ballot machines are counting right. No other, but nobody else. Everybody on that committee is a Democrat. So we rooted them all out. We spent hours and hours and year after year finding these people that have taken the democracy and suppressed their citizens. And Denver.gov.org is a Denver government organization that hasn't even fallen into line with the .gov. See, Denver.gov thinks they own everything in the Denver, and they don't. They're not allowed to make money. They're not allowed to even do anything commercial, network, in a non-governmental way. But yet, when you Google many, many things, Denver Gov shows up. And that's like having a website with network solutions, and you look up at the header, and you see network solutions information. That completely ruins your whole entire... I got away from network solutions. They're a piece of shit company. And I'm going to tell you something else, folks. When we're mayor, okay, there is no I in team, but there is a me, and I'm here to lead all you to take over what I built so that we can become the most powerful city and county in Denver. See, Mayor Hancock likes to pretend that he's the man, but he's going to be the man. He's going to be like the Walking Dead. When the conversation catches up, and it takes about 7 years. We got another 7 years, folks. But we're ahead of the game because I built 12 years of content. Me and the Edoclad project. Yeah. And the Google Blockchain Technology Council. Just because we don't write content don't mean we ain't working. And then we have our famous foot soldiers. They're digital. We don't communicate in the open market in the way you folks do. We do it in the back end. And we don't talk, and and it's working. So Kelly, you take your Cheese Whiz and all your friends and all your 447,000, and I heard you make that in retirement. I want to see your retirement contract. That's what I want to see. How much money are you making in retirement, Kelly? You getting that 474,000 like Mayor Hancock's getting the 294,000? And the fact that you got paid more than Barack Obama makes me sick to my fucking stomach. It does. The thought that you made more than President Trump makes me sick to my fucking stomach. The fact that you made more money than Biden makes me even more sick to my stomach because, oh shit, did you make more than Hunter? Kelly, you're a washed up Hagatha. Okay? So take your Cheese Whiz and your Paul Stanley without the makeup look-alike and do your thing. Because the more you talk, girl, my content, because I've been doing this longer than you. I'm a perennial. Remember that? They bestowed something they thought was negative that we turned into a positive. Same thing with black people when they took the N word and changed it to nigga. You hear me? I'm West Nigerian, folks. So I'm as nigga as you can get. That's a part of me that is a nigga. You go to Florida, everybody's a nigga. They all, hey, what's up, my nigga? Not much, nigga. What's up, nigga? Not much, nigga. What's up, nigga? Not much, my nigga. And it took a black man to take a bad N-word, which is only because it bothered them. But most black people that I know, they laugh that shit off. Is that all you can bring to the table? Is call me a name? See, black people are learning, Latinos are learning that words don't hurt. Only if you're a coward, insecure, self-righteous bully. You hear me? So Kelly, it's going to be a pleasure. I know I'm not going to be able to debate you because go ask Hancock. I twisted him in a meet and greet. Go ask Kelly. No, excuse me. Go ask Debbie Ortega. She was there. She watched all those people walk up in me and say they've never seen anybody stand up to Hancock like I do. They're going to vote for me. And I came in 2015 and they didn't even have a Denver mayoral debate because they knew that I came to battle, not fight, battle. So when Andy uses, oh, I'll fight for Denver, I'll deliver for Denver. Listen, delivery boy. Listen, boy. You're a boy compared to me. My life and what I've done, dude, you can't even fucking come close. I'm a father. I got 5 kids, bro. You have 1. And it's an infant. Or no, it's a toddler. So don't tell me you're a father when you haven't reached the 18 years of being the father. See, this is how all these people bullshit. And see, I'm a linguistic binary analytic observer indexer. And it's been a pleasure to index you fucks. It really has. Because nothing is going to make me more happy when you lose all your positions and nobody talks to you. You can't get on the internet, and Kelly won't even be able to get a job as a fucking snowblower. Or, let me put it differently, a snowplow driver. Oh, Kelly was the first snowplow driver. You see what I mean? Oh, Denver. Oh, what's Leslie doing? Now let's get into Leslie real quick. I got a few minutes. So you got Leslie Herod. They called me King Herod III when I was 7 years old, folks, at the Catholic Church. Because I was ruthless with the truth. Everybody could lie except me. I always had to tell the truth. Because I was the one that was adopted in a white family that had an extremely dark tan. Beautiful tan, by the way. And my body and my tan and my smile at the time growing up, I got everything I wanted, folks. I knew how to work it. Just like Kelly knows how to work it. But see, she's old now, like me. We can't work those tools that are now old and wrinkly and out of date looks. But see, millennials don't care about how we look. But you'll see that they don't put their pictures up of being old. You don't see very many cheese pictures of me, folks. I don't smile in my pictures because there's nothing to smile about. Kelly's smiling because she's been able to bullshit all of Denver and all those businesses and everything about their... There's my number, 13.